Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Conscious Cruiser. I'm Chet from Sea Lake Journeys. With me today is Scott from Controversial Cruising, Elisa from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, and today's episode is going to be the know before you go approach to vlogging on your cruise. And we're going to get right into it right after this.
Love that one.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Elisa, Chet, and Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Swaying like palm trees.
Yeah, we're swaying to that music. We love it.
Oh, boy, we'll have to do an episode on the music one day or something, won't we?
Right?
Yeah.
Cruise music. What do you like to hear?
What do they call that? Yacht tunes or something?
Lido Limbos.
Yeah.
The yacht station. That's the one I listen to too.
Yeah.
All right. We got some good information out there. Whether you're a vlogger for YouTube or a vlogger for some other form of social media, or maybe you just like, making the vlogs for yourself. You don't put them out on social media, but you just like to keep them for yourself. This episode is for you. All this information is going to be relevant to help you knowing how to and when to and why to vlog on your cruise. So our first question up today is, do you have any planned times or places that you record on the ship, or do you just wing it? And of course, here on the Controversial Cruising, we always go to Elisa, our lady, first.
I had my caffeine this morning too, but you caught me off guard. I mean, the only time that I really have planned, and you guys probably know this, you see me do it, is at the sail away party. Everybody seems to be interested in what happens, and they're excited for us, and they want to see us, equivalent to the old school bon voyage. Everybody wants to see you get off underway on your cruise and have a good time and see what who the cruise director is and all that kind of stuff. So that's the only one that I plan, and then we see what happens after that.
What about you, Scott?
I love it. Well, actually, in fact, so all of my long form content is pre-thought out. So when I go on a ship, the number one thing that I'm always thinking about is what is unique to this sailing or what is unique to this ship, right? Let's just say we're going to a port that they don't normally go to, that either we got diverted or maybe it's a special sailing, right? The port is definitely going to be in there, right? Now, let's just say if I was going to go on a bigger ship, let's say World America, right? Something unique to World America is one of their attractions, like their cliffhanger, right? So that was in my mind. I knew I was going to do the cliffhanger, right? Because you can't do that kind of thing on any other ships. So I actually kind of learned this kind of mindset thinking from a good friend of mine, Richard from No Pants Profits. So those kinds of things that you want to put on your channel, and really speaking to like social media content creators like Chet, myself, and Elisa, right? When we have our channels out there, we want new people, right? And we want other followers that are already following, but we want new people to come in and look at our content and see like, oh my Lord, there's a library here, right? Chet went on the Bolt roller coaster. That's something that I'm about to do in February. I'm going on the Jubilee. I've never went on the Bolt. So now I got to watch Chet's, right? And if you start picking out these unique points of the boats and the ships that you're going on and the ports that you're going on, I think you're going to start to see a lot more views and a lot more eyeballs on your social media, because those are the things that people are actually seeing there, searching for, right? Bolt roller coaster, cliffhanger, what to do on World America, what to do on the Sky Princess, what to wear into the, what's that bar that you go into that is all ice cubes?
The ice bar.
Oh,
The ice bar.
Yeah.
You're in the ice bar. Can I wear earmuffs, right? So those are the kinds of things that cruisers and travelers are looking for on YouTube and on all social media platforms, right? So to be that one step ahead and like think as the person who is searching for these things, right? Those are the type of things that I'm going on already. Cap on, those are the things that I'm getting and you're going to see on my channel.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm kind of like a Lisa too. I do a little bit of both. I
Yeah.
always know that I'm going to do a cabin tour. I'm going to do a ship
Yes.
tour
Always a cabin tour.
and the dining, like that. But then there's also like Scott, the excursions, depending on what cruise I'm on. I knew when we went to Alaska and we were going to do that helicopter and dog sled, I had looked for videos like Scott said. I said, I want to see this excursion before I go. Well, the videos I saw were I can't spell that, but I can say it, right? And I was like, I'm going to go there and I'm going to make a good vlog on this. So if somebody wants to see what this really looks like, they can see it. And that was one of my big things, Scott. And it's got like 10,000 views, by the way, too. So
nice.
People do want to see it. Like Scott said, people want to see that swing off the MSC Royal American because, Carnival don't have that. Royal Caribbean don't have that. Norwegian don't have it. People want to see it before they go.
Sure.
And coasters. And the port excursions, I think, is another one. And even the walk around ports. If we're doing an excursion that day, we do a walk around the port because people want to see what's there. Am I going to be able to only walk for 30 minutes? I've seen the whole port, like Ensenada, or am I going to be able to go walk for an hour and a half around Amber Cove? They like to know where they're going. And I think planning some of that is key to success in your channel. But then there's always that opportunity though for the squirrel. Oh, I better record this moment.
Yeah.
We have some of those sometimes. Like the fashion show on Princess in May last year. They had a fashion show on there, and some of the passengers got to be in the fashion show, and a couple of the crew. And I'm like, I've never seen this before. Robin from Sea Lake Journeys went up and got in it, and I said, well, I'm going to record this and put it on the channel. People knew there was a fashion show that you could be a part of.
Right. I had no idea.
I didn't either until then. That was our 15th sailing with Princess. And
wow.
In Jenga, we had this big giant Jenga game in the piazza, the officers against the passengers. Sometimes you walk into moments like that and go, well, I've got to record this. People might say, oh, I want to do that when I get on the ship. I'm going to watch and see when that happens. So there's room for planning, and there's room for the squirrel moment. Hey, I think I need to vlog this stuff going on.
Yeah. You do have to kind of be a little bit flexible. And I kind of misspoke. I thought we were talking about just going live. Yeah, I do think about what excursions I'm going to record, or, just different things around the ship. I definitely do a cabin tour, and I just recently did my first full ship tour, which was a lot of work, people. But I'm glad that I did it because I think people have questions, like Scott was saying. They want to search on YouTube. They want to find out what it's going to be like as best they can before they head off on some of these adventures. So it's not so much the unknown, They know what to look for. So yeah, we just try to show you. If we think it's interesting, we hope that somebody out there is going to think it's interesting too and share it.
Correct. Now, the only thing I don't plan, I will say, are the shorts. So the shorts are kind of like the only thing that I'll create in the moment. And most of the time it is going to be something that ties to a long form. So while I'm experiencing that long form, let's just say it's a brewery tour on the Carnival Jubilee. While I'm in that brewery tour, I'm going to flip my phone around from here, right? Or flip my whatever around this way, and then take hey, I'm in the Carnival Brewery Tour while I'm in it, right? It gives you social credibility. It gives you social proof that you're there, you're doing it. You're not just speaking about it because, I don't know, Carnival's paying you or letting you do it, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z, right? So you're there. You're like, hey, I'm experiencing it. And then you're giving them a call to action, like hey, click here or swipe up. And then you go to the longer and the bigger video, which is, the whole brewery tour of you drinking and going to the brewery. So those are the kind of things that I don't plan, just because, I don't know, I feel like you can't plan that authenticity. You just got to be like, hey, I'm drinking the beer, come and see what else we can, taste at Carnival's Pig and Anchor. And then you drink it and you're done, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, Carnival wasn't paying you, right?
They were not. No.
Oh, okay.
Carnival has never paid me.
No, I'm getting 1% of that.
Yeah, we want to know what happened there. We didn't. This is the first we're hearing about it.
I will never be paid for my opinion.
Opinions can't be bought. That's right. Strips can be bought, but not. All right. Question number 2, y'all. Do you go live on your cruise, and do you have scheduled times to do your lives, or do you just wing it And Scott, we're going to let you hit this one up first.
So the lives, I will have to say, in the past, I definitely have kind of planned them. I think it's kind of both. This one's kind of, you can be a little bit more spontaneous on the spot, kind of, hey, I'm going to go live. A lot of people will know that you're on the ship, but I've also found in special places, say like Alaska or Hawaii or something like that, like a really important cruise, if you plan out your live before you're going and you have your thumbnail and everything, right, you kind of create this heightened anticipation about you going live. So let's just say I posted 7 days before I'm supposed to go. Now you have something on your page for people to look for and be like, oh my God, we're going to see Scott in Skagway. Is he going to be with a bear? Is he going to be with an eagle? Is he going to be with a maple syrup? Like, who knows, right? And now you're just clicking in. And, you know, you have like the Danny D's that are in there 3 days, but like first, and then Orange Cone Vlog like second. And then everybody shows up because it's already there on the page. And they're like, oh my God, on the 29th, we have to see Scott with a salmon in his mouth. Oh my God. Right. So I don't know. I kind of battle back and forth. Mostly I'll have one planned live that will be like, okay, everybody knows I'm going to be live then. And then most of the time I'll pop up like 1 or 2 times when like, hey, I'm on the Lido and there's no, you know, copyrighted music, or hey, I'm doing this. So I think this is interesting. Let's just hit live and see who's around, because the time change, sometimes you're, you know, a little drinky. You're like, okay, it's 3 o'clock here. And you're like, okay, at my house, it's here at this time. And then on the East Coast, it's that time. And oh, wait, what time is it now? It's like, I don't even know. Just hit live and you just go. So,
yeah.
I think that's a great idea to pre-plan some and have it posted. Although the couple of times that I have done that is when the time when the ship's Wi-Fi wasn't working right, or whatever happened, and I couldn't actually go live the way that I wanted to. But people are expecting you to go live, so they keep looking and they come back. And when you do finally get on, they're like, where were you? You know, kind of thing. So it does help to build the anticipation, and you get a sense of what it is people are interested in seeing on that cruise or that trip from then on out. Like they let you know, hey, come back, you know, you're going to be where tomorrow? Okay, go live again and show us. We want to see. So that's always helpful.
Yeah, the live things, I didn't used to do lives from the ship because I didn't want to be, you know, first off, I thought, well, if I tell them I'm going to be there at 8:30, I probably ain't going to be there, either because like the internet ain't going to work, or I'm going to be doing a squirrel moment over here and recording something else, and I'll forget. And then I hate to do that. People tell them I'm going to be there and then not be there. I don't like doing that, you know. But I did find out that I'm like, you know, I can record. I want to see if I can record from the road. So this last cruise going to Virgin Voyages, I said, you know what? 8:30 is my scheduled time to be up anyway. I'm going to go ahead and do it live from the road, internet allowing. You know, you're on the road, you just don't know. Well, the internet came out great. And instead of getting the typical 50 to 100 views I got over 500 views.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. So I thought, I need to go live again. So on the way home, I went live again. I scheduled. I said, hey, we're going live from the road coming home too. And we'll talk about the cruise on the way home. And I think I had 350 views on that. So
wow.
So
thanks.
So that makes a difference. I'm giving y'all a tip here. Okay. Yeah. Maybe try that and see if it works for you too. I don't know.
Wacky Wednesday and Motivational Friday coming to you from the road.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but you know, we go live from the ship's more of a spontaneous thing. I'll say, okay, what's going on? Let's talk about what we did last night and what we're going to do this morning or something. And just go on for 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half hour at most. And those usually do fairly well because people do like seeing you on the ship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can plan them, I think that's an advantage, like Scott and Alicia are saying. But if you can't, give it a whirl anyway. You know, because you will get some hashtag replay. I like watching replay because I can't always catch everybody live.
Can't catch everybody live. Yeah.
When we're on the ship, you know, like when Alicia was over there, and I say Italy, I always confuse it. It's Greece. She went to Greece, y'all, but I keep saying Italy. But I'm like, I want to see where she was at, you know, live and all that. Whether I don't care if it's on the ship or out in Santorini or wherever else you were.
Yeah. Yeah.
but I like watching those lives, even on replay.
Yeah.
So
And then
I-
make sure to put where you're from, like live from the Carnival Venezia or live from Alaska, right? Just so you give somebody that may not be following you, that is just scrolling,
Sure.
like, oh,
Yeah.
live from the Venezia. Like, oh my God, we're going on the Venezia in February. It's like, I don't even know this
Yep.
person. Boop.
Right.
There's so many
Right.
times when I've done that and I've actually found other content creators or other cruise creators, right? Just by scrolling through, and I'm like, okay, well, nobody that I'm sub to is on. So let me just scroll. I'm like, oh, live from the Dream. I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to go on the Dream in October. So I just click in, and, if the Wi-Fi is good, I'll stay there. If
Yeah.
it's like,
Now, years ago, we tried doing live, and that's what we used to get. And that's why
Yeah.
I frowned on doing lives. But now, the internet's improved so much over the years.
It has. It
It's
has.
worth a little whirl, y'all.
Yeah, it has.
Well, it looks like it's time to talk about our sponsor of the day.
Oh.
Who is our sponsor today, Scott?
I don't know, but I beat you there.
And this week's episode of The Conscious Cruiser is sponsored and supported by Elisa's Adventures in Cruising and the Monday Mood Check. Check out the Monday Mood Check every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. For some exciting cruise talk, munch pack reviews, and even some home cooking. So start of your week right every week with Elisa and the Monday Mood Check. Don't miss it. And now back to the Conscious Cast.
All right. Well, two of us now. Me and Lisa.
Dang, I tried to heat up my coffee and that did not work. Sorry.
How's your mood, Scott?
Oh, it's coffee.
It's a microwave coffee time for Scott.
We gotta make those sponsors longer, huh?
Funny. That's funny.
Oh,
That's
yes.
all right. I'll see you later.
Question number 3. We're going to kick it back to you again on this, Elisa. Are there any people, times, or events that you avoid recording on the ship?
Well, I always try to people again want to know about the foods normally on the cruise ship. So I'm trying to be much better about showing what I'm eating or what I'm ordering. But that normally includes at least a trip to the buffet, because everybody wants to see what's on the buffet, right? But you can't go during the height of mealtime and try to, record and get around the plates and, and all that. So I try not. Yeah. I try to go like either be there 5 minutes before they're going to open the doors, so that you can go in and quickly show and come out of the line and then go back and get yourself something to eat if you want. But what I have found is that I'm trying to like just show the food or just show the setup of the buffet. And then a random crew member will be like, hi. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was trying not to stick the camera in your face without asking you, because I don't want you to, feel like you have to do anything extra. And they're usually like, hey, follow, hashtag, they get into it, which is really, this is really, really funny. So that usually turns into a kind of chaotic situation into something funny.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a great tips right there too. What about you, Scott? You got anything else to add to that? People, times, or events that you avoid filming on the cruise?
So now at the point at where my channel is, I will say I avoid the sail away party. I don't avoid going, but I avoid recording it for 2 reasons. And I'm not saying any of the new YouTube channels that are out or the new content creators out, you go record that sail away party. You are not monetized and you do not have copyrighted music. Right. You do you, boo-boo. But I have like 4 or 5 sail away parties on my page. And at the point that I'm at now, Elisa and also Chet is too as well. We are all 3 monetized. And with that comes copyrighted restrictions. And all of the music, not just some, all of the music that is played at the sail away party is played very loud, and it is played, and it's all copyrighted music. Okay. So in that, if I do want to happen to share the sail away party, it is only going to be a short, okay, or a reel up and down. It is never going to be sideways. Again, I have a few of those on the page, but I just don't, they're all kind of the same in the way, right? They're all kind of the sail away, and we all kind of get that, right? Now, the other thing that I'm kind of adamant about not recording and I know a lot of people do this, and this is just a personal preference of mine, and I'll tell you exactly why, but the shows. Okay, the shows and the performances, you will never see an hour long or 45-minute long of the show, because two reasons. One, I want you to go on the ship and I want you to experience the whole entire show. If you sit here and you watch it on my YouTube, sure, okay, yeah, you're going to get it, but you're not going to get the full entire experience. And two, for the performers that are performing it, I feel like that is disrespectful to them, because they're out there showing their emotions. They're out there trying. They're out there doing the best that they possibly can, hopefully every time. And they want you to be in the live audience, not for me to be there recording them doing it and then putting it on. It's just not right, right? So common courtesy, yes, maybe will you see a minute or a 2-minute long something in a vlog? Yes. But I'm never going to sit there and record the whole thing of a magic show, of a performance, of a singing, a dancing, none of that, right? I want you to go on and I want you to experience. I'll give you a little drip of it, but that is one thing for me that I'm really adamant about, that you will never see me record. And in fact, I try to avoid it if possible.
Absolutely. You guys nailed it. Those are two of the things I've got here. Live performances, the shows and stuff, I won't record them either. At best, you'll get a 10-second segment of it without the music. And I just, one, for copyright, just in case.
Yes.
And also the respectful issue as well. And the busy times that Elisa said, man, you just don't even try to go in there on sail away day, embarkation day, and try to record the buffet. You're going to get stink eye. Elbows.
You're gonna get run over is what you're gonna get. People are like, let me at that food.
Just don't do the busy times. People have asked me before, how do I do the ship tours when there's nobody around? Well, 4 o'clock in the morning, ain't nobody out.
Correct.
That's when I usually go do it. Most of it.
Or a port where everybody else is getting off, like a Cozumel or a Costa Maya that you and Robin have been to a million times. You're like, hey, you want to just stay on and we'll do the ship tour? It's like, that's a great idea. Everybody, you guys can get off the boat. You wait an hour and it's like ghost town. It's like, let's go, Robin from Sea Light Journeys. We're doing this. We're doing
A couple other things I do is if I'm going to record inside the casino, maybe a pass through or something, I do it when nobody's playing.
Yes.
Where you're not recording any machines working, any gambling, not recording any of that. So I recommend that. There's also security areas you cannot record. And if you do, they'll come get you and make you take it off. And I see so many times on YouTube, I see people walk through the security areas with their camera on. I'm like, what are you doing? Put a camera on. You know better than that. Some of them have been vloggers for years and still doing it. Blows my mind. But I also have kids in general. I make sure the kids ain't in my videos at all. I just, there's people out there who will exploit that somehow, some way, and I just try to make sure.
I want no parts of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I avoid that at all costs.
And but YouTube doesn't like that anyway. It asked you that question: is this made for kids? And if you hit yes, it won't let you have a chat, right? They don't want kids to chat or whatever. So if you do show a few too many kids, I don't know if it's flagged is the right word. You won't get flagged, but there'll definitely be something on your video that lets you know. So that's definitely a good tip. And I try to avoid that too, Chad.
Yeah. But, it's easy on Virgin when there's no kids. And on Princess, there's really no kids either. On Carnival, though, it's impossible to film anywhere.
You think you got the perfect shot, the perfect location, and you're filming, and then some random group of kids runs by, and you're like,
wow. Well, I got to cut that segment out.
Well, that gives me a good idea. We should do like an episode of like family fun ships. And exclusively only adults, like a princess, princess isn't exclusive, but mainly princess and like celebrity and virgin. There we go, conscious cruisers. Smoke coming out of the ears during the episode.
Do it. Write it down, somebody, because we'll forget in about 10 minutes.
Danny, send me a text message, Danny.
Scott's manager, please write that down. Okay, question number 4, the question of the cast, y'all. Give us your best tip for recording or going live on the ship. Scott,
Mm.
you're up first on this one. How about that? Your best tip for recording or going live on the show.
All right, Liz, this one's for you. Okay. Try your best not. Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, ow, to go in full circles. Okay. Try not to turn yourself around in full circles and make people dizzy. I know that I have been totally guilty of that. Now, I was using my phone a lot when I was spinning around and I was trying to show everything. I have upgraded since then, and I will show you. I have gotten this wonderful DJI gimbal. Turn it on here. Okay,
Yeah.
so in fact,
Fancy.
it makes it less circly because this little thing follows my face and follows the object that I'm trying to capture. So since I've gotten this a couple months ago, I've gotten less complaints about me being more spinny because this little device does the spinning for me, and it does it at the exact right timing and the right angles, not like Scott spinning on a top. So I would say for my vlogging tip, make sure that you either, if you are going to record on your phone, I was so against this for so long, and I did not realize until I started watching back my own vlogs of how important a gimbal or a phone holder gimbal or something is to your content, right? We like to think that our hand is not shaky. You're like, hey, look at my hand. It's fine. I can do this. I got this, right? Then you start holding your phone up for more than a minute and you're like, and then you go to watch that content back. And not only are you spinning like a top, but you also look like you're, climbing up Mount Everest like that, right?
Yep.
So just get yourself a gimbal. They are the cheaper ones. I have a really, really cheap one. They're like, I don't know, $15. And then the really expensive ones are like $100, right? And then obviously your external gimbals, which are not your phone, but your camera gimbals. This I think was like $350, right? So even if you decide to get yourself the $20 cheap gimbal, it will up your content. And I'm telling you, even if you think your hand is straight, it's not. It's not. That's my big tip. Get yourself a gimbal. Or a holder, or whatever they call those things. I don't know, whatever.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
How about it, Lisa? How you going to top that one?
I don't know.
And bring a hat to Alaska. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
Bring a hat
Yes,
to
that's
Alaska.
or when you're going into that ice bar, you need the hat on, Scott. You're gonna be cold. I think what I was gonna say, and this is kind of maybe geared to people just getting started and trying to get over the hump of being afraid to record or nervous or self-conscious or whatever that angst is, like just record it. Just try your best to capture the moment. Don't like talk yourself out. No, nobody's going to watch that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody going to just record it. And then when you're home later, you have the option of showing it or not. I think a lot of times people think, oh, nobody's going to care about that. Or so-and-so already showed that. Well, the same people are not watching every video every time. So it is going to be, if it was of interest to you at the moment, chances are it's going to be of interest to at least one other person out there in YouTube land. So just go ahead and record it. And people are not looking at you. They're really not. They're off doing their own thing. So don't like, oh my God, somebody's going to get mad because I recorded that right now, except with the exception of the shows. I agree with you on that, Scott. Just go ahead and record it. And then you have the option to use it or not use it later on.
That's such a good tip. That is such a good tip. I would have never, ever thought about that, but it's true. It's true. A lot of people really struggle with that. Like, oh, I don't want to record in public, or, oh my God, nobody wants to see that. Right. We've even said that. I've even said that early on to myself. No one wants to see me walk to Paradise Beach, or no one wants to see me go to the free beach.
Everybody's seen this already. It's seen it. Well, maybe they have, maybe they haven't, so just go ahead.
Those are two best tips. I can't really follow those up because y'all those are two of the best tips ever.
That was the best tip.
We know you got something. Right, I know you got something. We know you got something, Chet. What you got?
I do have something. It's don't stress out if it doesn't come out the way you planned. Because maybe you forgot to press the record button and you're
Yes.
5 minutes into something you want to record, you're like, didn't hit record. Well, go ahead and hit record now. Don't say,
Yeah.
well, I'm done, and be mad and stomp off. Just go ahead and hit record now, see what you do get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, if there is background music, you say, well, I can't record this because there's background music and there's something you want to view. I say, go ahead and record it anyway, because you can dub the sound completely out.
Yep.
And you can voice over, add in your own music from Epidemic Sound or wherever, and you can still use something out of that. So it, I say don't stress out if it didn't come out exactly the way you wanted, because believe it or not, I've had some videos, full-length videos, shorts, everything that I've made. And I went, this is horrible. I don't even like this. I don't even want to put this up, but I need to put something up, right? So I put it up anyway, and it's maybe it's a short, and all of a sudden it gets 2,000 views and 5 subscribers. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That to me was like the world's worst short. I had to take all the sound out. I had to put in this other music. All I did was put a subscribe on there, and hey, I got 5 subscribers and 2,000 views. Another video maybe I made, I'm like, man, I don't even want to put Sea Lake Journeys on it. I throw it out there, and I look at it 6 months later, and it's got 1,000 views. And I'm like,
See,
somebody wanted to see it, like Elisa said. And at least I had a gimbal on it, like Scott said. So I say don't stress out if it's not coming out exactly the way you had it planned. Somebody's going to want to see it anyway.
Yep.
That's correct. Because we all started at one point where we were all that content creator that literally was like, no one wants to see us, right? All 3 of us at one point. We all have channels, all of our own respective channels. I think mine is going for 23, almost like 2.5 years now. Chad, how long have you had your channel?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. So Lisa, how long have you had yours?
I think no, it must be 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
I thought, I thought it was.
We're all
anyway, I
close
think it's
together
3
within
years.
6 months of each other.
At the same time.
That is, yeah. And now here we are. We all have a collaborative podcast, and we all have our own 3 respective channels. And I really, I enjoyed this episode and this content as far as the vlogging. I think I've learned a lot from both of my co-hosts, as I always learn.
Always do.
But this one I was extra excited for, just because we're talking about vlogging, and I wanted to hear what my friends had to say. So.
And just remember, everybody out there, you don't have to be vlogging for YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or anything. Maybe you're just doing it because you want to go home and watch it for yourself.
Yeah.
That's great. You can still use these tips to make your experience better for your own viewing.
That's right.
You're just trying to capture the moment, capture the memory. We don't really show home videos and slides like we used to. Well, with the exception of the TV show, you know what I'm talking about. But we still want to be able to go back and look on these times and remember them. So yeah, whether you're putting it on social media, YouTube, or just gonna have it for yourself to watch back later, go ahead and record it.
That's right.
You're
I started the channel just for family and friends, just to put something up for family and friends to see. I never wanted a YouTube channel. I just wanted a link for them to say, hey, you want to see what Cosmo looks like? Here. Boom.
Yeah.
So I don't have to send you the file and then wait for it to send in a text message. Here you go. Just go to this link. And then all of a sudden it turned into a YouTube channel.
Well, we explicitly started this as a YouTube channel to make money to fund our cruises.
Oh,
we were absolutely goal oriented as far as this needs to be good and make money to pay for cruises.
Yes.
So that was we stepped into it that way. We don't deny it. We throw it right out there. That's what we're trying to do. And so far it's got a little bit of success. So hopefully that success will continue to grow. But I'm still learning stuff from you guys and from other channels around me. You pick up tips along the way, and we make our vlogs a little bit better as we go.
That's right. That's right.
Learn something new
And this
every day.
podcast, as successful as it can be, if you are loving all of the content here in the podcast, please give us a follow here on the Conscious Cruiser. We have almost about 70 subscribers and listeners, so we are on our way to 100 over here. And we are on our way over to 100 on Spotify. So we need your guys' help, all of our listeners. Tell all of your friends, tell all of your cruisers, tell everybody about the Conscious Cruiser, because we want to be the best and the first Know Before You Go podcast on the seas and travel. When you guys think of a cruising podcast, I want you to think of Chet from Sea Leg Journeys, Elisa's from Elisa's Ventures in Cruising, and Scott from Controversial Cruising. The Know Before You Go, the Conscious Cruiser. The Conscious Cruiser. All of you guys, every single one of you guys are the Conscious Cruisers. So with that said, I think we'll wrap up here, right, Chet?
Yep,
Elisa?
we're ready to rock and roll. Head on, get ready for our next episode coming up next week, 8:30 Monday morning on Spotify and on The Conscious Cruiser.
That's right. And if you go on over to the Mood Check later, which I've already beaten Chet to, go on over and see our good buddy Elisa from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising.
We
And
will see you
right
tonight.
after us, the Go Live Together crew is on right now. So go on over and give them a check out. Jeremy, Cheryl, and Eddie, and the rest of the crazy bunch. Give them a little conscious raid so they know we sent you over there. We love you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Be conscious. Bye,
See
y'all.
you later.
See ya.